Joining us now is OGO with stories trending around the world. She's back. I missed you yesterday. But thank you for the birthday implication. You were well represented.
When you challenged me, why wouldn't I?
I know you are capable.
Just so that in case, I made sure it went round very well.
No, it went round. Yes, I can confirm to you.
Oh, very nice.
And thank you also for this American implication that you have brought to me this morning. Implications galore. Unlike some people that run away
I don't know
at critical moments.
Oh, I think I do. I think I now know.
I don't want to mention names.
Welcome back, Dr. Afati. We did miss you yesterday. By our favorite Nigerian wife.
In money green. You're thinking about dollars this morning.
How much is money?
It's nothing.
Rufai on fire. Good morning. How are you? Let's do it this morning. Well, all right. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending. On Monday, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission denied a viral report from BBC Pidgin claiming it disclosed the reasons behind the detention of activist Martin Socher, also known as Very Dark Man. The BBC quoted EFCC spokesperson Dele Oyewale as saying that the activist was arrested based on several petitions filed by individuals with grievances against him, adding that he would be released once he meets the bail conditions and be charged to court. However, in a twist of events, the EFCC, in a post on X, debunked the report as fake news. Meanwhile, supporters of Very Dark Man have trooped out en masse demanding his release using the hashtag #FreeVDM_Now. Let's take a look.
The message to the world that as Nigerians we must protest against every oppression. We must protest against injustice. Leave media for us. Leave media for us.
Because see as VDM, small VDM, see as he block road, who's small? See as he block road. Only VDM, I'm block this kind. Yes, free VDM, see as he block road.
Free VDM, free VDM, free VDM. Let's go!
Oh, quite the protest here, Rufai. But, you know, the story that came out yesterday was that, you know, EFCC had released a statement saying that, you know, the Very Dark Man was going to be charged to court. He was petitioned by several people, and now they've debunked it, which I felt it was quite disrespectful of the EFCC to be able to debunk news as fake news on their Twitter handle without telling us what really is going on with VDM. Let me take this tweet before I come to you, Rufai. This person wrote, as of now, the EFCC has provided no official statement, no clear charges, no legal justification, just silence and detention. That is not how a just system operates. We must stop criminalizing boldness. We must stop punishing the voices that refuse to kneel until there is lawful justification and due process. This arrest is unjust. Rufai.
So, please, EFCC should save themselves all of this embarrassment. They put fake news on people's tweets yesterday. They even put fake news on my tweets. EFCC, I have facts. Because I also spoke to sources in the EFCC that said the same thing the BBC reported. And if they want to challenge me further, I have facts. If they want to challenge me further, I have facts that I spoke to sources in the EFCC that said that. The problem, what is going on with them is that there's a contention internally. At first, they want to get the charges out first before they release a statement. That is what is happening. And the process of getting those charges out is still delaying. And my advice has always been, do not allow for an information lacuna. And that's why when I was speaking to those sources, those were my exact words. Don't allow for an information lacuna. Accept, and also the fact that it was a multi-security agency exercise that happened. So, and that was why I reposted that story yesterday. I reposted that story when I saw it of the BBC because I thought, oh, they had even come out to take a position on this. Vanguard too also spoke yesterday to some EFCC sources that said the same thing. In fact, they even set a date where it's going to be released. But I, Rufai Hussein, can authoritatively confirm to you, I spoke to EFCC sources. And if they want to challenge me, I would provide my facts. And that was what they said. So maybe in the coming days, they'll be able to release, what is it called, a statement with the charges against him.
Yes.
Every state, in fact, every media house, TV station reported, most TV stations reported it yesterday.
Yeah, it's quite
Secondly,
viral.
this constantly keeping this man, and the way he was arrested is in gestaporic style. I'm not saying people cannot write petitions against him. It's for you to investigate the petition. Let the man have his day in court. And that's why you're seeing all these protests.
Yes.
That's just pure and simple.
And like I said earlier, I feel like it is quite disrespectful for the EFCC not to release a statement, given the fact that there's all of these, outrage out there, people out there, young voices out there protesting against the sort of abduction, as it were. I'll take this tweet from Atiku Abubakar. He actually has reacted to VDM's arrest in a post on X. He described the arrest as a blatant abuse of power by the Tinubu administration and condemned the activist's continued detention without formal charges. His tweet reads, "The arrest and continued detention of social media influencer and outspoken critic Martin Osher, widely known as Very Dark Man, by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is yet another blatant abuse of power by the Tinubu administration, which has made political repression a hallmark of its rule. Even more alarming is the fact that Martin Osher remains in custody without any formal charges is a flagrant violation of his constitutional rights and a chilling reminder of the growing authoritarianism under this government. This latest episode is part of a disturbing pattern, the Tinubu regime's relentless assault on the fundamental freedoms of Nigerians, particularly those who dare to speak truth to power or align with the political opposition. We must not allow state-sponsored repression to become the defining character of our democracy, while security agencies are quick to target dissenters and critics, often in complete disregard of due process. Political loyalists with credible allegations of corruption walk free, trading psychophancy for immunity. The Tinubu administration's systematic crackdown on opposition voices is nothing short of disgraceful. It is an affront to democratic norms and must be fiercely condemned and resisted. A quick comment from you before we move to the next story.
I mean, I think long and short of it is that the public deserves an explanation. Yes. He's obviously a gentleman who has a massive following, and people have come out. Remember, we took videos of people who have been impacted by him positively. So there are people who are worried about him. And the longer the AFCC takes to speak, the more the window of legality becomes questionable. Yes. So it's really important for us at this stage to be able to preserve, Dr. Abati might correct me, it's called habeas corpus, right? Which is around unlawful detention. Yeah. Because we can't degenerate to a country where, people, now we've set a precedent where people can just be detained and held without explanation. I was just reading a statement from Deji Adeyanju, I believe from this morning, where he's saying that he is yet to receive, as the lawyer, an official petition from the EFCC. So he still doesn't know, in his own words, he still doesn't know why his client is being detained.
Oh, but I thought he released a statement, the law firm released a statement saying that it was cyber stalking that he was being arrested for. He was being detained for. Yeah, we read that full statement yesterday. EFCC did show them a document, according to Deji, saying that he was held on the grounds of cyber stalking.
So you can see that EFCC now has now shot themselves in the foot, because if DG Adeyanju claims they showed them a document talked about cyber stalking, and they said the BBC story was false, you can see EFCC are the ones lying.
Yeah, BBC
because that was what BBC reported.
No, BBC is reporting multiple
and including cyber stalking. Okay. So that means you can see EFCC in coming out to say fake news to the BBC was wrong. So you can see why they are not correct with their facts.
I think we just plead with the EFCC at this point that
come out with a statement. Don't leave an information like that.
Lay out the facts. That's just to cool the tempers.
All right. Yeah. I mean, like I said, the rule of law must be obeyed, and we demand a written response as to the detention of Very Dark Man. I'd like to take this story that, caught my attention as showing this unidentified police officer who's come under fire on social media for lacing the shoe of Abdullahi Ganduje, the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress. Rufai, Vimbai, please take a look at this video showing this young officer who's not been identified as of yet. Is this what our politicians are turning our police officers into at this moment? My father was a police officer, and you know how it makes me feel at this point.
Haven't you heard worse cases?
Tell me.
Please, you need to see all these police guards that got big men. You need to see the things they do. It's only lacing shoe you have seen. There are more that are deeper than that.
Yes.
So, but the question is, can't Mr. Ganduje lace his shoes again?
What happened there?
Or the policeman just wanted to help him lace his shoe. You see, that's kind of the system we have built. In a sane environment, you don't have over half of your police force guarding VIPs. If this environment was sane, you would never need to guard VIPs in the first place, because there's going to be general holistic security across board.
Right.
There are some climes in the world that lawmakers, top politicians, don't even have police guard, or they have to request for them on special cases after threats. There are some climes in the world that you will get into a train with politicians like this. They don't need to have guards. But when a sizable portion of the Nigerian police force is with all these big men and they go around and these big men feed them morning, afternoon, night, a man that feeds you morning, afternoon, night, you will lace his boots. That's just it.
Yeah.
So if, like Dr. Abati said, a governor of his state can go and prostrate in front of his godfather, how much more police officer that they are feeding morning, afternoon? It's unacceptable, but Oji, is that not a reflection of our country?
Yeah.
Is that not what led to, you see the Chinese man giving them, how much was it counting for them in the hands?
We saw that story.
So when that happens to a foreigner, we scream blue murder. What about this? Politician saying, go down, lace my shoe. And he was laughing, he was enjoying it. Sweet treat.
I know he wants to speak.
No, Dr. Ganduje may not have asked him to lace his shoes.
Okay.
The man himself will voluntarily do it.
Okay.
Do you know whether that policeman has collected salary? Maybe it's Ganduje that is paying his salary. So you will be loyal to him.
Yes.
In fact, you say you are...
I'm a daughter of a police.
You have not seen policemen carrying bag for madam.
I have seen some
following
of those.
wives of politicians.
Why I thought I should highlight
to the market.
We need to reform the police. It's true.
And they will be very happy to do it.
Don't do that. In fact, somebody was telling me about it.
No, they carry bags.
I don't have proof of one watching policeman.
No. This is unacceptable.
Okay, but this is not acceptable. But we shouldn't say that.
No, but that's what's happening.
But that's what's happening.
Highlighted this.
No, that's what's happening.
Speaking about the state of our police officers.
You see an adult who has a wife and children at home. Yes. They will give him bags to carry. Yes. And he will be very happy carrying madam's
Can you just imagine this? Well, speaking about the state of our police officers. Yes. Let's see how friendly they are. Meanwhile, a video that's now making the rounds on social media showed a Nigerian police officer climbing a Mercedes-Benz with reasons yet unknown. Let's take a look. Vimbai is a police officer, not VIO. What was he doing on the... What is happening?
He's casting for a movie.
I hope it's a movie.
It's a movie, right?
This is on...
They will respond as if
I'm glad you showed this video, because before that I had an unpopular opinion, but I'll balance out the two.
Good.
My take on the first video, very unpopular opinion by the way, but I don't mind, is that, have you noticed that if you travel overseas, the police will help elderly people cross the street.
Yes.
They will help even if it's children, if they need help with something and so forth. And I feel Ganduje, besides his role as maybe his orderly or he would be an orderly, he's older than him, and he saw that he needed help with something. And our culture specifically is about young people. If you see an elder in need, you rush to do it, right?
In uniform.
So yes, why not?
Uniform.
Yes, why not? No, this is my that's why I said no, don't come for me because
But they couldn't. What about the other people standing there?
Rufai,
it's fine.
I already read out the disclaimer that it's an unpopular opinion. So for me personally, I didn't think the video was a big deal because I just felt it was a young man who saw something that needed to be done, and he was proactive and he helped his elder do it. And for me, I don't think it's a big thing.
Okay.
However, when we now see his colleagues rolling on windscreens, it now becomes very difficult on cars.
Don't they have people that are supposed to be
it
manning
just
the
reminds
roads
you know
like
we're laughing about it, but you know, insecurity is at an all-time high across the nation. And this is the time that we need our police to be at their best. We need, I'm not sure what mission they're carrying out there, but their services and their attention is needed in Borno, in Benue, in Plateau State, in Bauchi, the list can go on and on and on. So I wish that we didn't have a situation where we're watching these videos and having to have a comic moment, a moment of comic relief from them, because their services are actually desperately needed in other parts of the country, and we don't need to be seeing this.
I really, really think that police officers need to respect their role as security officers, not people that tie shoelaces or carry bags, as Dr. Abati has seen.
And the other young men around them, probably those men, based on the bias model, they are irresponsible. Because how would they see Ganduje, the other young men that are standing there, they are lying police tie shoe, and they are looking at the police? They must be irresponsible men. Yes.
Oh, well, all right. Global stars served up their most iconic looks for the annual Met Gala, one of the world's biggest night of fashion on Monday. The theme for this year's event was superfine, tailoring black style. A-list celebrities including Zendaya, Demi Moore, a very pregnant Rihanna, and Diana Ross, who was dressed in an elegant white costume by Nigerian designer Ugo Mozi, brought their own interpretation to the theme. Nigerian celebrities were also spotted on the red carpet, including actor Ayo Edebiri, who was dressed in a custom Ferragamo dress adorned with intricate coral beading, a tribute to traditional Edo attire. Superstar Thames brought Ankara to the steps of the Met. Her look was bold, unapologetic, and beautifully rooted in heritage. Afro-fusion star Burna Boy also turned heads on the red carpet. He was dressed in a red tuxedo by Ghanaian designer Oswald Boateng. Award-winning author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie graced the red carpet in a stunning bright red gown by Prabal Gurung. Let's take a look.
Nigerian know they carry last. So of course we're here. You know, we're representing, and it's normal and it's exciting and it's fun.
Congratulations to our superstars, really. I'd love to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. Like I said, Nigerians know they carry last. Congratulations, Tony Elumelu, and all the Nigerians that graced the Met Gala. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.